everybody. Welcome back to the Black Lives Matter discussion group on the Church of Union YouTube channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment. And today we're going to be talking about just finishing up our discussion about the election, how we feel, what we did, and yeah. So who wants to share how they feel of the election?
How do you feel, Drake?
How do I feel? I mean, I do feel a lot of relief. I feel that just really relaxed, but I am upset about like all the, I guess like the false information going around, or just like, I guess I don't know how to explain it. Like, not hate, but just like, I guess like ego is still trying to um like show itself, even though ego's not even real. But it's just like, people are like, oh, it's fraudulent, this and that, and like posting all like this stupid stuff, and they don't even like look at the facts, right? They don't even like look it up, and they just believe what they, what somebody says, and then they post it. So that's like what is upsetting me. I can't even talk right now. Yeah.
Does ego have power?
No.
Yeah. It's trying to like grasp as much power as it can, but yeah, you don't need to give power to ego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is really true.
How do you feel?
I guess I just feel frustrated because like all of like everybody I know, like my family members and like just a lot of people on my Facebook like are saying all this like horrible stuff and like commenting on my stuff and like pissing me off. So I guess I feel pissed off. So I'm pissing myself off.
Okay. So can you feel through that pissed off feeling?
Yeah.
You can let yourself feel it and then let it go.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feeling underneath that?
I just feel sad, like disappointed.
Yeah. Do you can you let go of the disappointment? Like, what can you give yourself to let that go?
Just just like, I think it's just releasing attachment to like ego and things that don't really serve me.
Yeah. Can you choose love and joy and happiness now?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's time to celebrate. It's time you can allow yourself to feel good, feel joyful.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like, I'm letting go of like everything right now, like, I guess with the election, it's like really revealing people, that's what it feels like to me. Cause like all like my family members and like, they know my views and then they talk about it. And I'm just like, yeah, like I can't meet you there because I can't meet you in ego, So it's like, I'm literally like releasing them. Like it doesn't feel good to be around them anymore, And I guess releasing like the sadness of like attaching to that relationship, I guess. But I know it's not serving me to like be associated with that,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can like have compassion for them and their choices, and put up that boundary that you feel is necessary. And yeah, you can live a good life. If they want to maybe complain or I don't know, they can do that, but you don't need to deal with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What is it that your family members are actually doing here?
loving me, I guess, because they're upsetting me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's okay to just completely release the story and just really focus on the lesson of what they're teaching you. Because they're not here to harm you. They're not really here to piss you off. They're not here to do anything other than love you unconditionally and help you love yourself. And with that, your card is surrender your desire to control people. And it says, being over controlling can sabotage a relationship. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So in a sense, back off, regroup, and just do the mirror exercise. Because that's really what they're just showing you, is that there's a place that you're hurt here.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Do you want to go into that hurt place?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like when I talk to him, he's just like, I don't understand how people can like care about like money or something other than like just like humans and human rights, like how they can value that, and that's what makes him sad.
Okay, so what's the upset if you could say it in a sentence?
I'm upset because people don't value other people, so then it's like I'm upset because I don't value myself.
Yeah. Can you choose to value yourself here?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, give yourself that value and ask yourself what else this part of you needs.
He's just like, you need to just like let everybody go, you know, like, and not let them go like in a bad way, but just know that like, you know, they're not making the same choice as you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can surrender attachment, surrender controlling other people.
Yeah. And that I have God, so God's all I need, so that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And you do have a whole community of people who are choosing the same thing as you.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm releasing like my false family or whatever, and I'm like, you know, calling in my real family. You know, all of you guys, because I come here and I'm like, I feel like I'm just talking with my family, so it's really nice.
Yeah, exactly. How are you feeling?
I feel really grateful. Like, I just feel grateful for God and this community because it's just like a blessing to have all of this, you know.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah. Cool. Anything else coming up?
Just relieved, really. Like, I'm like, yes.
It's like the whole world took a big sigh of relief.
Yeah. I cried so much that day. I was like, oh, thank God, you know. It was really like, and it was really like powerful too, because like, you know, we all did this. Like everybody chose this, so it's like it's really good to see that and recognize that like everybody's is powerful, and we're all choosing as one. So, yeah.
Exactly. Amen. And I want to talk about like our new vice president, who is the first Black Asian American to be
Indian
woman, Indian, yeah, Asian Indian woman to be in the White House. That's kind of amazing. And I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Like I just am like blown away.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that, like, for me, because I wasn't really sure on like who to vote for or things like that, and I wasn't in a situation where I could probably like cast a vote based on like me moving a bunch. But I kind of like had like just given it to God, and I didn't really have like a thought or a decision as to like the person, right? And I think what's really beautiful for me is like I watched Joe's his acceptance speech, and one of the things that really struck me was when he said, you know, this isn't like a red state, or I'm not like, we're not red states or blue states, we're the United States, right? And like, I'm not a Democratic president, I'm an American president. And like the fact that I don't even care like who Joe Biden is, like I got to a point where like I was just like, I don't even care who Kamala is. I just care, like I just deeply feel in my heart of hearts of like what all of this represents for us, right? Because like I think like, you know, there are a lot of people who might be watching this who are Republican, who have beliefs in Republican viewpoints, but they can all agree to what this represents for us as a nation, right? And so I just want to bring that point in, that like even if you like didn't vote for, you know, Kamala and Joe, and you know you voted for Trump or some other party or something like that, like the fact is that we've now chosen as a country to be united. It's very clear, right? Like that's very clearly the choice that we've made. And that gives me a lot of hope, security, and safety. And I feel really good about that.
Good, because the card that we have is unity.
Yay!
Oh, you were switching it up.
Yeah.
It says, you understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe.
I have to believe that the work that we've done here has something to do with what happened, because that we're a unionist group. And the words that were coming out of the mouth of the president-elect, Joe, and even Kamala's speech, we're all so focused on unionism and union and united and, you know, and all these things. And like, I have to believe that what we're doing here is changing the world. And like, it just gives me so much, it just enthralls me with so much more energy to be here every week.
Amen.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, I'm your twin flame, so that's how it works. But yeah.
Yeah, listen, I listened to their victory speech, and I was actually, it was literally as if they were part of this conversation. Just the conversation around it's time for healing. You've chosen the truth. You've chosen love. You've chosen unity. I was just like, yeah, there's no such thing as coincidence. They are on the path. There's a level of enlightenment that kind of just makes it comfortable and peaceful to know that even if they don't have the same level of teachings through TFAS and LPC, there is unity in the purpose. And one of the things that they actually did speak around was allowing people to just again find purpose in the possibilities. I was just like, yeah, actually, that's exactly what America needs right now. That's probably what the world needs right now.
Absolutely. One of the things as you were talking about that came up for me was like, I think how deep of an illusion we were in. Like, I know that when Trump became president, all like this stuff of like racism and all these like people are showing their true colors. And we were in the lie at the moment. We're in the lie and we're thinking that like most people are racist and most people are for Trump. And that's because those people just kind of came to the surface. But through the 4 years of just what has happened and the healing that we've been doing, it's like we were able to break the lie and the truth came up. And if it was true, like if Trump was, I guess, aligned with what the world needs or what the United States needs, he would have won this next election. Like that would have been in alignment with him. But because we had chosen to heal, we were able to get past the lie and the truth came up and the right person was elected this year. And so really understanding that we do not have to feed the lie, we don't have to be in the story, it's just the healing. That's one of my biggest lessons that I'm grounding right now is like, who cares about the story? The story is only here to give you the lesson. You do not have to sit in the story. And so, yeah, it's beautiful to be able to see, and I know it's been said before, but the truth will always come through. It doesn't matter how big the lie looks, the truth will always come through.
And then I think it's even more impactful to see this new choice of love, unity, and truth when Trump and his administration tried everything to pull the strings to try to cause separation during the days where we were awaiting the results. And it seemed like democracy was in danger. And yeah, and seeing that Joe Biden was elected after that, and the relief that was globally felt when he was elected, that's the truth, and that's powerful compared to what he tried to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. This reminded me of like there's this woman who was like leading this organization. I don't know too much about it, but she was in Georgia and helping like massive amounts of people register to vote. Like I don't know, she got like 100,000 or more people to vote in Georgia. Just like what was that?
You talking about Stacy?
Yes, Stacey. Yeah. Like, do you know how many she got?
800,000.
Oh, there you go.
100,000.
800,000.
100,000.
Wow. Yeah, like that. When I heard that, like that, she used her voice and like she like really like just dedicated herself to really healing and like helping people use their voice too and like sharing her healing with those people. I was like really inspired by that. And that happened like everywhere. Like everyone was like, yeah, like we're done with the contrast here. Like we don't want to have this contrast anymore. Yeah, like we had like a record number of like turnout for voters, which is like really cool too. Like people really like using their voice and seeing that like they do have power. They can like make a change. Like they're not, yeah, like that's a completely like different way from how I was thinking 4 years ago. Felt like, oh my God, I don't have a voice. I'm like powerless. And now like our country like went through the healing of like claiming that power, and like the whole world did that too. Just like, yeah, it feels really good. Feels really cool.
Yeah, everything everyone's saying is amazing. And it just feels really good to what someone told me as I was like telling them like I'm doing voter engagement work and trying to increasing voter turnout in Louisiana where I live. And you know, to do some things, they're like, you're choosing. It wasn't about Republican or Democrat or like choosing that. What they said to me, which I stuck with, was no, what you're choosing and advocating for is humanity, right? You're choosing love. You're choosing to want to advocate for that change. And I was like, yeah, like that's it. Like, so if anybody else was about that, I'll be for them. Like, you know, it doesn't really, it's not about red and blue, and it's not about Democrat or Republican. And I just want to say that red states and blue states, that was originally Obama's quote, but we're gonna give it to Biden. You know, he can hear it. But I'm just thankful that we did choose love. I'm just thankful that we did choose unity. I'm just thankful that we did choose humanity. And that God heard our prayers and just really, really loved us in that regard. And that, you know, the work works, right? And like, you know, individually, collectively. And Marla, you mentioned Stacey, and I don't know if you know her whole story, but Stacey ran for governor of Georgia, I guess 2 years ago now. And basically her running mate was the Secretary of State, which is the person who runs the elections in a state, was her running mate. And so they did a lot of stuff. They purged people off the rolls. They like found the evidence of this. Like they purged people off the rolls. There was a lot of voter suppression, and they basically stole the election from her. She was able to get people out to vote for her, and lost by a very small number of votes, and knew he basically stole the election. And she turned that into a healing opportunity, to what you just said, and really gave a voice to other people, and really did that. You have an interview with her and she's like, it wasn't just me, it was a lot of people, but her energy on it definitely made a difference. For me, I was just so thankful that my TV was on, because I tried not to have my TV on the whole time, because self-care and loving myself, that was not going to be a good thing. But I was just so thankful that I did have my TV on when the news was able to project like the win. And I was just thankful that like little things like that, I'm like, God, you really love me. Like God knew like I would want to hear it like at the very moment. But and there was like this sense of relief. But in the waiting process, I realized that God was showing us something in the waiting. Like God was revealing to us, because if we had got that news on Tuesday night, we would have like different conversations, right? Like conversations would have been very much all joy, and not that we take away our joy, but it would have been all of that. And I think in the waiting, God gave us a real good opportunity to just reflect, to heal things. And for me, what came up was, yes, we chose humanity, love, and unity, but we also have a good majority of the country who chose what I would say is economic prosperity and money, and security and things of that nature. And what came up for me is like, why can't we have both? Like, I'm a Black woman. I want economic prosperity. I want economic security. Like, I mean, I want you to respect me too, but I want that too, right? And so why can't we have both? And it was this clear division that they both can't coexist at the same time. And so I healed that in myself, which was like starting businesses and all those different things. And I think I still obviously have work to do, but that was the other thing that came up. It was like, why can't these two things coexist? And why is there this lacking feeling of those who want love, who want humanity, feel like that is not attainable either in one full breath? But just a sigh of relief. The days feel lighter just because, and just immense of gratitude for America choosing love. So yeah.
Awesome. Is there any upset left there?
I don't know, but Deji was about to say something.
No, you can finish what you were saying.
Yeah, no, you don't get to hide. You got to go in.
Me?
No.
Me? Go.
Kalita, she's like, I don't know, but Deji was gonna. No, we're still on
Okay.
Kalita.
No, girl, it doesn't work like that. We don't bypass the upset.
Is there still upset there? I mean, I think so, right? I don't. Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath, and just allow yourself to feel the feeling. Is there anything coming up?
I feel like there's not like the finality of like what the road is ahead. I think there's a feeling of like, there's a relief, but like there's a lot of work still to be done, kind of thing. And
yeah, okay, so I want you to just feel into that space. Is the work your responsibility or God's responsibility?
It is God's responsibility.
So can you surrender the need to control how the work plays out and the part that God gives you to play in that space?
Yeah, that's good. I release control of how it plays out.
How does that feel?
Very relieving. Like there was a lot of bricks on my shoulder before, and like it's like relieved a little bit. Yeah.
Good. Anything else then?
I think I just said choose to release control. And just ground in that.
Is there a part of you that's impatient with how quickly God is doing the work?
Yeah.
You want to let go of that impatience?
Yeah. I choose to let go of that.
How do you feel now?
Apparently I feel great because my doorbell's ringing.
It's like ding ding, release.
Yeah. Let me go grab that. But yeah.
Yeah, you go grab that. You're gonna come back and we can continue. So you do that.
Yeah, let me just see who it is.
Okay. Okay, Deji, you were gonna say something before.
I was gonna say how I've been feeling about it. So I'm still, for me right now, personally, I'm still, grounding into the feeling of knowing that like one of my sisters are like in the White House. Like we're in there. Like this is, it's mind blowing. It's mind boggling. It's insane. And I'm loving how celebratory everyone's been, and here in New York and Philly and Atlanta and Michigan. Like everyone has just been so joyful and celebratory. It's an amazing feeling, and especially DC. Oh my God, yes. I feel what is, I don't know, maybe it's just me letting go old patterns, is to not allow ego to sneakingly get back into my mentality in a way. And what I mean by that is because at the end of the day, love won. Ego isn't real. Like we did it. We won. Love wins always. However, it's so easy to slip back into that egotistical mentality, to say like, fuck you, we won. It's so easy to get back into that feeling. And I was actually working with Marley on this. And yeah, the day it happened, I was like, because something happened in another situation, I got so upset and I was judging other people, especially, the trumpets, AKA Trump supporters, on, how they are. What they,
Sorry, what did you say?
That's what they're called, the trumpets. You didn't know that?
No.
The trumpets. Yeah, the Trump supporters are called trumpets in the US.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
they're called the trumpets.
Is that because they just make a lot of noise?
Yes.
You got it. But yes, it's so.
Should we be calling them that though? Like, is that like a? Is that like? Do they like being called that?
That's not my issue. I don't care. So
well, I'm asking the question because normally like normally in the humor there's a dig, and that's why I'm asking: is there a dig, or is it just a name for them?
That they're called the trumpets. That's what they're called. The trumpets, Trump supporters, the trumpets. They make a lot of noise. Yeah. So
it doesn't sound good.
I think actually a Trump supporter actually gave them that name. So it came from, that's what they named themselves.
Yeah,
they literally named themselves. That's what they came up with for themselves.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay,
I'm not responsible for that. It wasn't me.
Let's let go of that part of the conversation.
Okay.
And let's feel into that space where you feel like ego could possibly return.
Yeah,
and you're not actually allowing love to ground properly into the new choice.
Yes, yes, yeah. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, Marley was actually helping me with this. You know, grounding into the peace and not staying in that egotistical place. Because again, it's so easy to say to rub it in someone's face because you know they didn't choose love. They chose that.
But if it's
And
easy to like go back into ego, isn't it just as easy to make the choice to go back into love?
yes, yes. And
So, yeah, just
and the things I didn't realize that I was, it was just I think it was because you know when you're on a high, you don't really think about what you're doing. It's just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Can you give yourself compassion here? You're judging. That's where the judgments come from. Is you're judging yourself for allowing yourself to be an ego for that moment, but you recognized it.
Yes.
You recognized it, and that is growth. That is healing.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to sit in the fear that you're going to sit in ego. That's not your choice.
Yes.
You're just being shown that at this moment you have a choice here, and you rather choose love.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing.
Is there a part of you that doesn't trust love to stay?
Wait, what?
Is there a part of you that doesn't trust love to stay?
I'm not gonna say maybe a little bit. I guess because when you're in that place, you're not really aware of it. You're just so excited. So I would say a tiny bit, yeah.
What do you need to release that tiny little bit of distrust in love staying?
Just completely let it go.
Can you do that now?
Yes.
Good. And how do you feel now?
That was more relieving. Yeah.
It was more relieving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have release. That's your card is release.
Yeah.
You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And another thing I will say is because something similar to Kalita, I had a triggering moment yesterday because what I realized is that even as we can see love that love one period, it's so easy to give your power away to also the ego as well. Because the one thing that triggered me yesterday, again, because everyone was celebrating everything, Donald Trump's son, the junior, had the nerve to post on Twitter 70 million people. No, how do you say, what did he say? 70 million Republicans, 70 million pissed off Republicans, and the city has not burned down yet. So he had the nerve to compare the rioting, lootering caused by the death of a Black man from policemen to his father losing an election. And that really triggered me. But then, and what I realized is that I was giving him that because right now that's what Trump and his administration wants. They want attention from other people. And I mistakenly gave it to them, and I had to forgive myself for that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, in that tweet, there was probably quite a messy gift that you didn't need to take. So if somebody gives you a gift and you choose not to accept it, whose gift is it?
Theirs.
Exactly. So there are things there are times when we're gonna come across people that are gonna give us a little bit of negativity, or they're gonna give us some unwanted energy. The fact of the matter is we don't have to accept it. We don't have to play in the ego space. We can choose love in those places.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that now?
That feels good.
Anything else coming up for you?
No, it was just that. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Kalida, we're coming back to you. How are you feeling?
I don't know, what came up was powerful.
You're feeling powerful. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I felt powerful on election day when I voted, but I voted early. And I'm just continuing to feel powerful in general, of just knowing that I'm not responsible for the work, and that is God's responsibility, and that I can be patient in how it comes, when it comes, how God does it. So I feel powerful.
Good. And is your power grounded, or is your power through activity?
It feels like it's through activity.
You want to feel into that space where it's through activity and feel the truth?
I don't have to do anything to be powerful.
Exactly. Amen. Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
God's daughter, child of God.
Powerful daughter.
Yeah.
At your core, you don't have to do or be anything to be powerful.
It's good.
How do you feel now?
Really good.
Awesome. Does it feel complete?
It does.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Kalita, your card was surrender your fear to change. And it says, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in a job, your health, or a relationship, or if you're fearing aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well.
I want to share something that triggered me after the results were announced. Well, we were talking with my friends and kind of my non-American friends, and kind of celebrating a little bit of Biden's victory. And then I said, like, yeah, I'd like to appreciate like Kamala. I'm not pronouncing it right, but
Kamala
Harris.
Kamala. I think it's Kamala.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I call her Cammy. I just call her Cammy. So
Cammy, really? Cammy?
Okay.
That's what she went down. I mean, there's Joey, but Cammy though? All right.
The way that it's said in America usually is Kamala, but it doesn't matter. Moving on.
Okay.
But we're gonna get it together.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I really like to appreciate her. Like, her father was Jamaican, her mother Indian, and they like were teaching in Stanford. So it's really like, yeah, I'm really proud of like this example of a Black community and etc. etc. And one of my friends like cut me off and she said, "No, we don't appreciate her because like she's well, she's not enough on the left side of the Democratic Party." I know. Well, in France, like the political spectrum is like much more developed on the left wing, and so there is a chance that a lot of like people, Democrats in the USA, are more on the right compared to people on the left in France, and so just they were like, well, she's not really on the left side, and etc. etc. And really like it was not about the words, like it was about the energy. And I said like, not to be mean, but I said like, whoa, you killed my joy in like a second there. And well, hearing Deji talking about that, like really made me realize that it's true, like they killed my joy, and joy is divine. And there are a lot of things to change, like Joe Biden and whoever is in his administration, his future administration, is not perfect. But like there is a peaceful way to go about it, and it's safe to celebrate and to realize that we chose love and we chose to get a little bit of the separation out of the political field. And yeah, so what she said was triggering. Also, it's not respecting the fact that people really own their power and voted a lot more for their local representatives than ever before. And it showed in the fact that a lot of people of color and LGBT people were elected in Congress and as governors. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about my situation.
Irene, here's my question. Where does your joy come from?
It comes from God.
So how can anybody kill your joy? How can anybody kill your God?
Right. It's a lie, yeah.
It's a lie. So can you let go of that?
Yeah.
Can you choose for your joy to stay with you?
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
A lot more grounded.
Awesome. Is there anything else coming up there?
Yeah, I felt what she said to me made me feel belittled a little bit. Because like the way I approach politics and the way some of my friends approach politics makes me feel like I'm a little bit like innocent, maybe naive or childish to them.
Is it okay to be innocent?
Yeah, it's okay to approach politics with innocence.
So can you let go of the feeling of feeling belittled and accept the truth of who you are as God's divine child? And that you choose to see the world through the eyes of love. And so if it feels innocent, that's good. How do you feel now?
Yeah, I feel peaceful.
Good. I feel like there's a little bit more of an upset there. Do you want to feel deeper into that space?
Yeah.
What's coming up for you now?
I felt like I was burned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I approach the situation with my emotions, and that's not something that people do a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But is it okay to feel your feelings?
Yeah.
And so can your feelings burn you, or is it just messiness that happens around you that you can let go of the illusion of?
Messiness what happens around me that I can let go of the illusion of.
Perfect. How do you feel now?
Yeah, that was much better.
Awesome. Does it feel complete?
It does feel complete, yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorraine, your card is Surrender to Inner Peace. She's like falling into the clouds. And it says, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in a quiet, meditative moment. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy the inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily.
That feels good. How are you guys feeling now? Is that your relaxed shoulders, Ray?
I have an upset. It's not about the US, the United States, about the United Kingdom where I live. You know, we left the European Union in the beginning of the year, and next month, the let's say Brexit will be implemented in practice. And my friends, young people, they voted against Brexit because they want the free of movement. Because Brexit is like a movement of Donald Trump. You know, when Donald Trump wanted to build that wall with Mexico, and it's basically the same thing. Like, it's an isolation movement, and young people, they are very upset here. I got really upset here. My twin flame got very upset as well. And this movement in the United States made me feel so happy, like, because American people are choosing love as we are choosing love here, and we are choosing freedom as well, because love is freedom. But I'm not seeing things happening in the UK. I feel like we are stuck because I feel like there is no way back to that point. That's why I'm feeling upset.
And who does your freedom come from?
It comes from God.
And so can it be taken away?
No, cannot take away.
So can you allow for God's alignment to happen in that space the way it's happening in other spaces? And surrender impatience.
Yeah, I choose to surrender.
How are you feeling now?
Releasing.
Does it feel complete, or is there something else coming up for you?
I think I'm holding on other people's feelings, but I know I am responsible for only my feelings. I just let go of the attachment.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're holding on to, or do you think that you're holding on to those feelings?
I think I'm holding on the feelings.
Okay. Can you release the thought and allow yourself to feel your true feelings in this space?
Yes, I do.
And what is the true feeling?
It's peace.
Mm-hmm. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It's just an illusion. Actually, peace is here within myself.
Perfect. Does it feel complete to you?
Yes, it does. It was so easy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. How the rest of you feeling? I feel like it feels like we've had a speed dating round. It's just gone so quickly. Like, I can't believe we're almost at the hour.
Any comments? Anybody saying anything that?
No, we do have a couple of viewers, but there hasn't really been any comments today.
Okay.
I wanted to just quickly speak to, forget who was saying it, but I like held back and said, there'll be a right moment to say this. This isn't like the end. I think sometimes like we get like this high of like, yay, this result thing happened. We got a woman who's Black into the White House. We, are speaking from a place of unity and blah, 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 all this stuff, right? But like, this is only the beginning. And so it's something really important to remember. And, I think Irene, maybe you were the one that was bringing this up, but there's like this like settling energy that people are having, and like we don't want to crash and burn from this experience. Like, it's great that we have all this joy, but we want to sustainably like keep this feeling. We don't want to, because it tends, especially in America, what happens is we'll like it's like Democrat Republican, or like it'll be like someone who is for unity and then it'll be someone who's not, or like it's just an up and down movement. And so it's really important that like we now ground the foundation of the choice that we as a country, we as a world, we as a one consciousness made, and take steps forward and know that this is even more heaven has yet to come and will come, and we can enjoy what we're experiencing now and not feel like we have to settle for just this because it feels so good. We can see that God wants even more for us, right? And so I just kind of like wanted to also like end the conversation on that note, because it's just important that we that we see that this is just only the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's it's a really crucial thing just on this journey, because what you explained there was like Republican, Democrat, it's like in your piece and out of your piece, and in your piece and out of your piece. And so really having to expand your piece, no matter what lie is presented to you.
Yeah, I think it is important for us to remember that as we ground into more peace, the high that's happening right now is also a little bit of an energy leak. You shouldn't be that high, because you're actually expending more energy than is necessary in that direction. So it is important to ground back into the peace and understand that it's good to feel good, but it's not good to feel good at the expense of your good coming from outside of you.
Right. It's normal to feel good. That's the thing that we are like, we're thinking like, oh, this is like like it's Christmas, right? We get a gift. Yes, it's Christmas. But then every other day it's like, oh, I can't wait until Christmas comes. But like, it's just remembering that like, you know, you get the gift every day. You get to feel good every day, not just one day, not just one instance, right? Yeah.
Really quickly, I'm going to share a conversation I had with Dennis. Shout out to winning a coaching session with Dennis for the auto raffle. That was awesome. And we ended up talking about, and so I hope it's okay that I share what we're going to talk about in terms of what I'm about to say. And so what we were saying in terms of the political nature is Republican and Democrat is like a divine masculine, is what she was saying. And where Democrats represent the divine feminine, did I say divine feminine, masculine? Whatever. Where Democrats represent divine feminine in terms of nurturing and wanting, you know, to give love and to, you know, kind of be about that kind of vibe. And Republicans represent the divine masculine, that's about get the job done, focus, you know, do the thing, right? And so this is going to be, and then later on in my conversation, I thought about how this is also going to be about healing the male leadership second to female leadership, and how women, divine feminine and divine female, can divine masculine, divine feminine can work together, right? And that God has created this opportunity for people. So there's, I think there's just a lot of invitation, and I resonated with what she was saying of the parties represent this, and we're healing that through unionism and through twin flame journeys and all these different things that we're constantly going to be healing that. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Years to come, we will see unions running the country and not just one individual person.
Ray, you better prophesy it.
I mean, like, if anyone has seen the leaders of our church run the church, like, that's how the country gonna be running. And like, I'm excited for that day.
Yeah, you know, it's just a reflection of harmony prevailing amongst those energies. So it works perfectly. The analogy works perfectly. I wouldn't have seen the two parties in that way, but the analogy works perfectly.
Right. Awesome. And so this, to your point, Ray, this is the beginning of so much. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. At the top of our hour. So yeah, thank you for joining us. To the team, thank you for your contribution today. Please feel free to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel videos on the Church of Union YouTube channel. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again next week for another juicy discussion around why Black Lives Matter.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.